It's going to be a April 2017 Reptile Room Tour. So enjoy. Next we have Fireball, the leopard gecko. She is a hypo leopard gecko. She is living in this 15-gallon aquarium. She has a moist hide with some moss in it. A hide that I can go like this so I can see inside. A warm hide with a heat mat under it. And a water dish. She is on Repti carpet. This light is just temporary so you can see better inside the tank. I feed her 2 to 3 superworms every 3 days. And she is currently in my 20-gallon rack on this drawer that slides out. And yeah, here she is again one more time. I'll take her out for you guys so you can see her a little better. Sorry about the glare. But there she is. And yeah, so I'm going to put back together this cage, and then I'll move on to the next animal. Right above Fireball, we have Lucy, the leopard gecko. If it'll focus. She is a normal leopard gecko. There we go. Right now, she is walking in her water dish. So she is living in a 20-gallon aquarium. She has a warm hide with a heat mat. She has a little tunnel thing, which I put moss in to make it her moist hide. And then she has a little Repti half log that she likes to crawl in. She also gets fed 2 to 3 superworms every 3 days. And that light is just temporary, just to see in. And yeah, that's about it. So now I'll be moving on to Beast. Here we have Beast, the Indonesian blue-tongued skink. He is in a 36 by 18 by 18 National Geographic cage. He has aspen for bedding. He has a water dish, a rock hide, a little hide, but he can't really get into it, so it's turned over on its side like this just to give him a little more stuff to climb on. A little hide with a basking spot and a food dish. There he is. Let's get him out of the light so you can see him a little better. There's that blue tongue. And I will put him back and move on to the next. We have my 20-gallon turtle tank. We have a painted turtle, 2 turtles which I am not sure what they are, and a musk turtle. We also have 2 feeder goldfish. We have their UVB and heat bulb. They have a basking dock, some fake plants, and some sponges they like to climb on. For filtration, we have an Aqua Clear 30 and a little Tetra filter. And now we'll move on to the next. Here we have Logan, the Crested gecko. He is in an Exoterra 18 by 18 by 24. In here, he has Eco Earth as a substrate, a couple of cork rounds, some fake plants, some hanging fake plants, and these custom bamboo tubes that me and my grandpa made. And he also has this Repti ledge feeder with his food and his Pangea diet. I believe he is a Dalmatian crested gecko, but I'm not too good on crested gecko morphs, so if you know, tell me in the comments. This light is just a temporary light so we could see better in his cage. He was not out, so I brought him out so you guys could see, because he is a nocturnal animal. And yeah, there was Logan's cage. On to the White's tree frogs. Here we have Apollo, the Panther chameleon. He is in this custom 24 by 24 by 48 screen enclosure. My grandpa built it for him. There he is with his beautiful colors. He has a 75-watt basking bulb and a Repti 5.0 UVB. He has some fake hanging plants, a magnetic leaf vine, wooden dowels throughout, a branch here, and then a little branch thing there. And he has a Exoterra small vine going around the top to make a little thing for him to sit on. And this is Apollo. Now he eats, oh, almost forgot. He eats 4 or 5 super worms every other day. I put him in his little dish. And for water, I spray him multiple times a day. And he has his chameleon cantina. Looks like he's coming out to say hi. But now we will move on to the next. This is Drago, the bearded dragon. He's an adult bearded dragon, and he's my first reptile. I've had him for about 8 years. He's living in this 48 by 18 by 18 terrarium. He has his basking spot rock, his lettuce dish, his worm dish, and this basking spot wood, and then a little cactus in the back. He has slate tiles for half his enclosure and Repti carpet for the other half. He has a mercury vapor bulb, 100 watt, and a 75 watt basking bulb. And then under his tank is where I store a lot of my reptile and fish supplies. And now we will move on to the next. Here we have Zeus, the veiled chameleon. I've had him for about 8 months. He's living in this Repti Breeze 18 by 18 by 36. He has a 5.0 UVB and a 75 watt heat bulb. He has a couple of hanging fake plants, a bird ladder, a little tree at the bottom, some fake plants at the bottom, his food dish, an Exoterra bendable vine, and a Galapagos moss vine. He eats about 20 mealworms every other day. And I missed his cage 3 to 4 times a day, so he has plenty of times to drink. So there is Zeus. And now I'll move on to the next. Here we have Sheldon, the redfoot tortoise. He is in a 48 by 18 by 18 terrarium. Me and my grandpa built this. He has a half log hide, some fake plants, a feeding dish, a big water dish, a little fake pink flower, lots of fake vines all curled up to make like a mini jungle, 2 coddle bones, one here and one he is walking on. And then this is Sheldon. He eats a variety of fruits and vegetables. And for lighting, he has a mercury vapor bulb and just a regular light bulb just to light this side. I have had Sheldon for about a year and a half, and he is one of my favorites. And it seems he's trying to escape right now, so seems like a good place to shut the door and move on to the next. In here we have Big Easy, the ball python. He is in a 20-gallon aquarium. I've had Big Easy for about 6 months. He has a large Exoterra outcroppings, a little container with some moss, a fake plant, his water dish, and a cork round. This is just a temporary light so you could see him. He normally has a red 60-watt heat bulb. He eats 1 small mice once to every other week. And he is being kept on Repti chips. And yep, there's Big Easy. Now moving on to the next. Here we have Crimson, the corn snake. He is living in a 20-gallon aquarium. He is on aspen bedding. He has an Exoterra fake skull hide, a cork flat, his water dish, and he is drinking right now. His moss, and a fake pirate ship. He also has a red heat bulb, 60 watts, but for viewing purposes, I have a regular bulb on here. There he is. And now we'll be moving on to the next. Here we have Creamsicle, the bearded dragon. She's living in an Exoterra 18 by 36 by 18. In her tank, she has a piece of wood for basking, a little basking bridge, a little rock thing holding up both these pieces, a cactus, a rock, her worm dish, her lettuce dish, and her basking rock, and another rock. She has a 75-watt basking bulb, a UVB 10.0 bulb, and just a regular light to see her on this side. And I have had her for about 10 months. And now we will move on to the next. This is my white tree frog terrarium. It is a 18 by 18 by 24 Exoterra. In here I have 2 white tree frogs. One is in this tube, and the other is in that tube. In their tank, they have their food, their feeding dish, their water bowl, 2 cork hides, their bamboo poles that I made, there some hanging plants, and 2 plants on the bottom. And then this is just a little light to see them better. And that'll wrap up our reptile room tour.